here we are again with another episode of the podcast. This is episode number 2 of the rebooted podcast, and it's called Unicorns. So let's talk about this sound effect. I like adding that little sound effect in. It's neat. Now this week, in order to talk about unicorns, because I don't know a whole lot about unicorns myself, I found someone who claims to be an expert in unicorns. So I'm going to let her talk. Her name is Annabelle. So first we're going to say, welcome, Annabelle.
Hello! I'm glad to be on the show with you today. It will be a very nice evening.
I think it will. It's good to have you here. I'm glad you're excited. It's always good to have an excited guest.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I'm your first guest. Aww.
Yeah, sure are. You're the very first guest on my new rebooted podcast, so that's a good place to be. Before we get started, I have one question for you to start with. What is a unicorn?
A unicorn is mostly a horse, but the thing that makes a unicorn is that a unicorn has been known to have this purely magic horn.
Magic horn, huh?
Yeah. It's a sparkly magic horn that they use their special powers.
Oh, where do they have this magic horn?
Right on their forehead. You can't miss it.
Oh my goodness, I wouldn't want to get into a fight with them. They'd stab you with it, wouldn't they?
Well, I haven't usually seen a unicorn stabbing anybody with its horn.
Oh, well, that's good. I guess we must be safe then. So that's what a unicorn is. You say that they're magic?
Yes, they're very magical creatures.
Well, yeah, what kind of magic do they have?
Well, they have all kinds of magic. There are all kinds of unicorns, too. Water unicorns, ice unicorns, fire unicorns, you name it.
I didn't even know. I want to point out real quick that the chat room is already getting started. We have my good friend Deadpool Head. He says, welcome, Annabelle. Happy second episode.
Yay! Thank you, Deadpool Head.
So, now see, I don't know a whole lot about unicorns, other than I've heard that they are very, very difficult, if not impossible, to catch. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, I once read a book how to catch a unicorn, and the unicorn always escapes. Nobody can ever catch it.
Really?
Yeah, nobody. Nobody ever could catch it. It always went away from them, no matter which trap they tried.
So unicorns must be pretty smart then, huh?
They pretty sure are, and they're also very fast.
Very fast. So fast and smart. Well, if they're fast and smart like that, how do we know that we've even seen any?
Well, I know because I'm friends with them. There's one here right now, and the audience, it's full of unicorns.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't want to alarm anybody, but she's telling the truth. There's an entire studio audience of giant and small unicorns that have been artfully arranged here. And I'm kind of actually worried. I hope they don't get out of hand here.
Don't worry, Papa. They're only watching our show.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, I want to also say that Orchestral Mechanist here in the chat room wants to know, what's your favorite kind of unicorn? I didn't know there were different kinds until you told me.
My favorite kind of unicorn? Well, I don't have one. There are so many kinds. They're all my favorite.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I guess I can see that. That's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool Head says that he is a unicorn and he has a hairstyle to prove it. What do you say about that?
Oh, you're a unicorn, huh? That's pretty interesting to know. I've never met a real unicorn before.
Well, other than all these unicorns sitting in the audience right now.
Well, yeah, I've never met a real unicorn like you before. I've only met those unicorns in the audience.
Now, if somebody did meet a unicorn, and since they're not supposed to be easy to catch, you probably want to tell them not to catch it. So if they weren't going to catch it, what do?
Oh, they're not going to catch it. What do they do? I don't know what they do.
Can you make friends with a unicorn?
Well, probably, but only very certain people can make friends with a unicorn. Very certain people like me. I have been known to make friends with many unicorns before.
I see. What about me? Could I be friends with a unicorn?
I don't know. Maybe you should stop trying to capture them so that they could become friends with you.
That's a good point. I do try to capture the stray unicorns that run around this house.
And if you stop trying to catch them and start trying to watch them closely, maybe they'll become your friend.
That's a good point. I am a well-known supervillain, though, so it's kind of in my nature to try to catch things like unicorns.
Oh, well, I see.
Now, what made you so interested in unicorns that you decided to become a unicorn expert?
Well, because I love horses, and I was even more thrilled at the thought of a horse with a magic unicorn horn.
Oh my goodness, I guess that makes perfect sense too. What kind of research have you done about unicorns?
I've researched where they live, what they eat, what they like to do.
What kind of books do you find about unicorns on the subject?
Oh, what kinds of books? There are all kinds of books about unicorns I've discovered. They're all up in my bookshelves and sometimes on the floor. All kinds of unicorn books. So many that I can't even organize them all.
Well, I've seen your room, so I'll attest to that. I'll let everybody else in the audience kind of take what they will from that. So you've got these unicorns, right? And they got these magic horns. What do they do most of the time? What does a unicorn do?
Most of the time, unicorns like to play with other unicorns. It's been known that they often have unicorn play dates at each other's houses so that they can play games of chess and so they can try to beat each other.
Unicorns play chess and have houses?
Yes. Everybody has a house, and unicorns enjoy playing chess.
How does a unicorn get in the house? Does it have doorknobs?
Yes. It uses its horn to open the doorknobs.
Oh, well, I suppose if you have a magic horn, then you would do that.
Because its magic horn can grasp the doorknobs to let the unicorn in.
Are unicorns really good at chess?
They are. They've been known to try to beat each other every time. And there has been known to be a chess champion unicorn named Petal Bloom, who loves playing chess, and she enjoys it very much.
Petal Bloom. See, alright, so any chess players out there, if you're looking for the ultimate chess challenge, you have to find a unicorn named Petal Bloom, right?
She's the one who loves playing chess, has been known to be a champion chess player.
Oh, and how do you know this Petal Bloom?
Well, I've met her before. She's a friend of Lime here in the audience.
Oh, okay. So you know all these unicorns' names then?
Yeah. Hi, Lime.
Unicorn named Lime. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 unicorns here.
7 unicorns. And one of them's an alicorn.
I didn't know that unicorns hung out in such large numbers. I thought they were more.
Actually, 2 of them are alicorns.
Oh, well, I guess that makes a difference. Now, what makes an alicorn different from a regular unicorn?
Well, for one thing, they have wings, and other unicorns don't usually have wings. Most of the time, people often think unicorns usually have wings. Although this is not true. Unicorns rarely have wings. They usually are just ground horses with special horns. But it's known that sometimes they have special Pegasus wings and are known as alicorns.
Another question from the chat room I'm sure you're prepared for.
Yeah.
What do unicorns like to eat?
Unicorns like to eat all kinds of different foods. Some of their favorites are skyberries. Skyberries are their favorite food, and unicorns have to eat them to survive.
Oh my goodness, what's a skyberry? Where do you find those?
Oh, skyberries sometimes grow in the mountains behind my unicorn school.
You have a unicorn school also?
Yeah, Unicorn Academy. I'm a student there. I've been learning all about unicorns from the teachers who work there.
Well, now we're hearing the truth that you're not only a unicorn expert, but you're also a unicorn student at a unicorn school, huh?
Mm-hmm.
No wonder I'm always broke. I'm paying unicorn tuition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put a laugh up there. I think it's too late, but I'm gonna have a laugh there. Yeah, people will laugh at my joke. There we go. So skyberries, they grow on this mountain?
Mm-hmm. They grow in the mountains behind the school, but it's known that they can be planted near the stables where the unicorns hang out.
Oh, so they don't have to go all the way up to the mountain then?
Yeah, not usually. Except sometimes the skyberries go missing and they have to go up on mountains to find them, and they have to go on dangerous adventures.
Dangerous adventures?
Yeah, haven't you ever heard of the other students, Ava and Star, the unicorn?
No, I don't know anything about this. That's
Well,
why I had you on the show, because you're the expert.
They have been known to have gone on a dangerous adventure in a search for missing skyberries in my school.
Oh my goodness.
And
Well, I
they
guess I'm gonna have to have them on the show too at some point.
And they didn't tell the teacher anything about it.
Shenanigans. You guys hear that out there? You folks hear that out in the land? There's shenanigans that go on at these unicorn academies. So.
Oh yeah, sometimes things happen to the lake at Unicorn Academy. Sparkle Lake.
Sparkle Lake? Let me guess. It sparkles? Is that why it's called Sparkle Lake?
Yes, and it also gives everybody who lives on the Unicorn Island, including the unicorns, water, which the unicorns and people must have to have the island flourish.
Oh. What do they do? Do they just drink it, or do they have to sprinkle it around? What do they do with it?
Good question. I don't know much about Sparkle Lake. I'm more of a unicorn expert than a land expert.
Not really a lake expert, but a unicorn expert. Okay, well, we'll keep our questions stuck to unicorns then, and not so much on lakes, unless you're talking about swimming unicorns. There's not swimming unicorns, are there?
There are. They're known to be hydro unicorns, which are unicorns made of completely of water.
Unicorns made out of water?
Yes, and when they walk in frozen areas, they become ice unicorns.
If they're made of ice, how can they walk around?
Well, they have been known to somehow be able to move their legs and move their mane and tail and shake their head approvingly.
That sounds like a likely story. That sounds like something you'd find in a Disney movie.
It's true. I've seen them before, and I don't know how they do it. They just do.
Okay, well, you are the expert, and I don't know anything about unicorns other than what I'm learning from you, so I guess I'll have to take your word for it. Now, what else should we know about unicorns if we see one?
Oh, we should know that there are many kinds of unicorns, and the unicorns like to live in all kinds of places.
Oh, okay. What kinds of places do they like to live? What kind of environments?
Oh, kind of environments. Some live in this forest called Bridlewood, and others live in caves, mountains, deserts, canyons, all kinds of places.
You'd think with all these unicorn places that we'd see them more often.
Oh.
Do they hide from people all the time?
I don't think so. It's been known that some people have claimed to see unicorns walking around in different environments.
Well, I hope I don't see any downtown, because I think that would cause me a problem when I'm trying to drive around.
I think I hear the stomping of hooves. I think there might be unicorns right down the block from here.
Now, there's another question in the chat room. Who was the most intelligent unicorn of all time?
Oh, the most intelligent unicorn of all time. Well, I've never known the most intelligent unicorn ever, but I have known that there have been some very smart unicorns before that I have met. The most intelligent one I have met so far was a unicorn named Pretty Sparkle.
Pretty Sparkle, huh? That's a likely story.
Yeah.
Do bad humans try to hunt down the unicorns and steal their horns sometimes? You've ever heard of that happening?
No, and I hope it never happens. Unicorns
Oh
have been known to be rarely sighted, so it's known that they are very rare.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for that, too, because there might be some scary documentaries out there. Now, what would you tell somebody if they saw a unicorn? If somebody saw one, what would be your advice to them?
I would tell them that they should walk slowly and they should be very calm. That way they don't frighten the unicorns. And that is the best way to make friends with a unicorn. And the best way to make friends quickly is to gently pat them on the foreheads, right under their horn, right below their horn.
So when you're talking about a pat, you're just talking about a gentle pat or like a bop on the nose?
A gentle pat.
What happens if I bop him on the nose?
I do not know. Maybe the unicorn would bop you back on the nose because it would think you're trying to play a game.
Oh, my goodness. Do unicorns often like to play games?
Yes. Just like I told you, they like to play. And they love playing games with unicorn friends. And I've been known to try to play checkers with unicorns before.
So they not only play chess, they also play checkers?
They do.
What else do they play?
Well, it's been known that they love board games. Like my new game I just invented, the Goat Simulator 1000. Except the unicorns mostly like games about themselves, like pin the tail on the pony.
Pin the tail on the pony?
Or pin the horn on the unicorn.
Oh my goodness, those sound kind of violent, but I guess it's alright.
They're just games, though.
Oh, okay.
Not real ponies or unicorns.
So are the unicorns really plotting to take over the world, or are they just hanging out?
Well, they have been known to often hang out.
So they just hang out? They're not plotting to take over the world?
They're not. I've never heard of an evil unicorn during my entire life, and I'll keep an eye out, and if there are any evil unicorns, I'll make sure that they never take over the world ever, because I'll come and summon all my good unicorns, which are hundreds and thousands,
More than the ones sitting here?
Yeah, to fight the evil unicorn until it thinks that it's finally been defeated and it will never try to take over the world again.
Oh, okay. That's a good question. When do you think they're going to make a unicorn simulator?
Oh!
You think they should make one of those?
Yes! It would be nice. Because I would think a unicorn simulator would be even better. The unicorn could dress up in all kinds of outfits and become all sorts of crazy kinds of unicorns. And it could have all kinds of swirly unicorn horns on its head and all kinds of perfect styles in its mane and tail and polish for its hooves.
That sounds like a lot of micromanaging to me. I don't know if I'd be able to play that, but you could probably play that.
Mm-hmm. I would love to play Unicorn Simulator.
Now, we're getting towards the last minute or two of the show here. So, is there anything else that you need to say about these unicorns or about anything you want to talk about before we get going?
Before we get going, I would love to talk about all kinds of things unicorns like to do.
Other than playing games?
Yes, unicorns have also been known to play outside and play hide and seek and play tag during the trees.
Really?
Yeah!
There's another question in the chat room. Do unicorns like peanut butter and jelly?
Yes, I have met a unicorn who loves eating peanut butter and jelly on her sandwich. In fact, her name is Peanut.
Her name is Peanut, and she eats peanut butter and jelly?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she doesn't think that that's kind of in some kind of moral quandary there?
She doesn't.
Oh, okay.
She thinks it's delicious, in fact.
Okay. I feel like that would be a little weird, some being your name Peanut and eating something made out of peanuts. Wouldn't that be strange?
Well, sort of, but she doesn't mind.
Okay. I think we're seeing some sinister sides to these unicorns, but that's just me. Well, alright, we're getting towards the end here. And, of course, this was Annabelle. She is the the unicorn. I was going to say uniform. Unicorn expert in residence here in Ohio. So if you're in Ohio and you need help with your unicorn, then you got to talk to Annabelle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, is there anything else you want to tell the audience?
Yes. How much I love unicorns and how much unicorns mean very much to me. And I hope that if you ever meet a unicorn, then you should be very nice and gently pat it, and then it will become your best friend forever. Although it might take a little more effort. Unicorns have been known to be very shy creatures most of the time. Although sometimes they come right up to you and say, hello!
I think that would make me pretty surprised if a unicorn just came up to me and said, hello!
Well, I once met a unicorn named Izzy who just came up and said, hello! To me.
Yeah, you're right. I think we watched a documentary about that earlier today. It was absolutely factual
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
It couldn't possibly have been made up at all.
Yeah, I couldn't.
But I guess that's all. That's all we got. That was Annabelle here on the Let's Talk About This podcast. And what did you think? Did you have a good time?
Yes, I enjoyed talking about unicorns to you.
Good. All right, so that's all. We'll be back next week with a new episode, and you guys will have to tune in to find out what it's about. So until then, I guess we got to say good night.
Good night.